Much more now on President Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, registering retroactively as a foreign agent. Let's bring in Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst. How unusual is this?
Well, it's very unusual to register as a foreign agent retroactively, but the law does permit that. There are certain fines and penalties that you have to pay. It's not a criminal offense to do that. But what's fascinating is that Mr. Manafort has agreed to testify publicly before the House Intelligence Committee, one of 6 committees conducting an investigation. But that's, if I may, a political stunt. The Republicans are going to try and make Manafort and the president look good. The Democrats are going to try and trip them up. The real investigation that he needs to be concerned about is Bob Mueller's investigation, because he has FBI agents, subpoena power, search warrants, and the ability to seek an indictment before a grand jury. But that's part of the big, large investigation of Russia. Its efforts to hack, its successful hacking, its efforts to influence the election, now beyond dispute.
Yeah, we know they did that. The question is, did they get any help?
Correct. And that would be the crime for which Mueller is looking, if it happened. Did any Americans, we're not talking about cheering them on. The president cheered them on before he was the president.
There's no law against that.
Right. Did any Americans actively help them? Was there a conspiracy involving Russian agents and Americans to hack the Democratic National Committee's emails? That's exactly what Bob Mueller is looking for. There's a lot of peripheral issues, but that's the core of what he's looking for.
And further, these who clearly had some ties, Paul Manafort, whether they're nefarious or not is another matter, but there were ties. Paul Manafort, the president, has Russian ties, lots of business dealings. Michael Flynn and others. The question is, did they do things, the Russians do things for these men? President Trump, did he get real estate help or in any other way in exchange for something? And that's something else we're serving.
So here's what happens when you have an investigation like this. They ask for your documents, you turn the documents over. They may find something else in those documents.
Yeah. They once found a blue dress.
Correct. Correct. And because the order appointing Bob Mueller lets him go to all related matters, he can go to a blue dress, so to speak, just continuing with your metaphor. So we don't know how long this is going to go. Iran-Contra took 7 years and really didn't go anywhere. I think Mueller's going to move faster because he has core facts that have been established. What has not been established was whether any Americans helped the Russians.
And you know, the grander scheme of things for the people, for the country, you want to get this done, get it over with, and move on, because it certainly does complicate the business of governing.
Well, we have another national election coming up in November of 2018 for the House of Representatives and 1/3 of the Senate. Wouldn't it be nice if the American people knew that the Russians were not going to tinker with this one, because we figured out who tinkered with the last one, we found a way to stop them? That would make Bob Mueller a hero, but he's got less than a year to bring that about.
This would help the rest of the world, too. It's not many countries all around, especially around Europe, very concerned about Russian meddling.
Right. Right.
So we'll see how it goes.
And, you know, this is bipartisan. Dianne Feinstein made one of the strongest comments. I was so proud to hear her about the dangers of Russian meddling, and basically looked at other Democrats saying, where are you guys? Why aren't you complaining with me?
Yeah.
Everybody should be concerned about a foreign government trying to affect the outcome of an American election.
Yep, not about anything but them. Find out what they were doing and how to stop them.
Right.
All right, Judge, good to see you.
Pleasure, Shep.